Hi everybody, welcome back to Sunshine Soap and Candle Company. I'm getting ready to make some fall wax melts and I thought I'd bring you along and share with you my process. If you're familiar with my channel, you may have seen some of my other wax melt videos where I share with you how to make wax melts using different fragrances and different waxes. Today we're going to be using a 100% soy wax used for wax melt type crafting. A wax melt is a highly concentrated scented little chunk of wax that you place in a wax warmer, so there's no flames involved and there's not a big commitment like there is with candles. You can literally just place a little hunk of wax in your warmer, melt it down, it emits a beautiful fragrance, and you can use it up for a few days and then change out your scents if you like. So for that reason, I think they are a very popular product and it's fun to just change out your scents and see what you can do with it. As always with my wax melt videos, I'll go ahead and place my recipe down below for you in the description box. I'm going to be making a bunch of different fragrances today, but I'm going to be sharing with you one in the video. So I'll be sharing that recipe in the description box below for you. And also for my patrons this week, I am going to go ahead and write up a full step-by-step tutorial with the recipe and the percentages so you can scale up or down as you like. And this one will be available at the $5 level. So I hope you'll come on over to the campaign and check it all out. I'll go ahead and leave the link to my campaign in the description box below. There's so much to take advantage of over there. We've been doing this now, posting weekly recipes and tutorials for a little over 4 years. So there's hundreds of tutorials for you to take advantage of just at the $5 level. That includes other wax melt formulas and tutorials along with candle making, hair care, skin care, bath bomb, soap making. We have a community now of almost 3,000 makers. It's a great way to connect with me. It's a great way to connect with other makers. We have 4 other tiers other than the $5 tier for you to take a look at, each with their own exclusive benefits. And we also offer coupon codes exclusive to my patrons. If you come and sign up, you'll get coupon codes to my favorite suppliers like onlinelabels.com and also makesy.com, so I hope you'll check it out. All right, let's make some wax melts. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and weigh off our wax for this project. So we are using a blended wax. This is called Blended Waxes BW921 Pillar Wax. This is from Sierra Candles. And this is a 100% soy wax, but this is made specifically for tarts, wax melts, pillars, essentially anything you can pop out of a mold. So you can't just use regular container wax. It doesn't work as well. It's going to stick inside your wax melt container. So if you're making one type of wax melt that you want to pop out of a clamshell or a mold, you definitely want to make sure you're getting a wax that says pillar or made for wax tarts or made for wax melts. So this is 100% soy wax made specifically for this type of crafting. So it'll be easy to pop out. It retains smell very well and it takes color very well as well. So we're going to go ahead and weigh off what we need for this project. So I'm going to be weighing off 35 ounces of wax, and it comes in these pastilles, so it's way easy to weigh off, measure off. There's no cutting involved. And you guys have been, if you guys are familiar with my channel, you've seen me make wax tarts before, several times using Pillar of Bliss wax by Nature's Garden. I really do like that wax a lot. It is one of my go-to waxes for wax melts, but I also really like this one, and it is a nice option for people who want an all soy wax type of wax tart or melt. So 35 ounces of wax, and then I'm going to go ahead and set this aside while we get our clamshells ready to go. So what I'm going to do to prep these is go ahead and put in some biodegradable glitter. Now I got this glitter from Fizz Fairy. They have a nice selection of biodegradable glitters in all kinds of different colors. And actually they last a long time. So I've had these for quite some time now. So we're going to go ahead and place the glitter down into the bottom of the container. Now you guys have seen me fill these before with wax and then decorate this part with glitter and extra wax. And I have started to place the glitter down to the bottom of these containers. This is a gold holographic because it will sink to the bottom. It is heavy enough that it will sink. So then when you flip it over this way, you'll have all that beautiful decoration. And my label goes on top right here. So you don't really see the decoration if you put it right here, at least with mine. So I've decided to start placing the glitter down to the bottom of my mold. So we're gonna go ahead and just sprinkle the gold hollow glitter into each container, and we're going to be putting also another color in there as well. Each of these containers takes about roughly 3.5 ounces of liquid wax. And then the second glitter I'm going to be using is Fizz Fairy Champagne and Roses. And I'm just going to go ahead and put, this is a little bit bigger of a glitter, each individual piece. This is a little bit bigger than the gold glitter, is more of a fine sand-like texture. So this is just a nice little contrast. And it just looks really pretty when you're melting down your wax to have a little bit of glitter in it, and it always sticks inside the cooled wax so it doesn't leave a mess in your wax burner. It just lifts right out with the wax. Okay, and that's all we're going to do with the decoration. So now I'm going to go ahead and melt down my wax. And we're going to melt it until the wax reaches 185 degrees. So soy wax can be a little bit more particular. I'll talk about that a little bit more when we get back and we're ready for the next step. All right, so our wax is fully melted down. It's sitting at right 188 degrees Fahrenheit, and we want to go ahead and add our fragrance oil in now. You want to add it in at around 185 degrees Fahrenheit per the manufacturer's directions, and I do follow the directions on this particular wax to a T. I have found that the instructions are very accurate. So we are adding in, okay, it's 185 degrees now, and we are adding in 3.5 ounces of Harvest Fig fragrance oil. The Harvest Fig fragrance oil comes from Midwest Fragrance Company. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous fall fragrance, and it really, really has a beautiful scent throw in candles and waxes. Gosh, it just, I know a lot of times when I have the word fig in a product, people tend to shy away from it for whatever reason, but don't let that fool you. This is a gorgeous fragrance. It has like a balsam pine notes in it, along with kind of like that sugared fig note on top that really just is a very unique and awesome fall fragrance. It can also carry you into the winter time as well. It can also be very, I would say, holiday-ish. With this wax, you want to stir your fragrance oil in for 2 full minutes. I also do follow the instructions for stirring the wax for 2 minutes with soy wax. That really does make a difference to get the wax fully bonded with your fragrance oil. So we're going to continue to stir, but I also wanted to add in some color. Now I am using some red candle dye. This is also from Sierra Candles. It's just a very concentrated liquid dye. You guys know I love these candle dyes the best. So I'm going to go ahead and add in, this is a little less than 2 pounds of wax. 1 drop per pound is all you need. I'm going to go ahead and put in 6 drops just to kind of give it a little deeper It's not going to be totally dark red just because we are working with a soy wax that already is very white and opaque in nature, but I wanted to give it a little bit more color because of that, just that harvest kind of fall look. So we're going to continue to stir this for 2 minutes, for the full 2 minutes. And then you want to let your temperature drop to around 170 degrees before pouring. 170 or below. And right now we're sitting at a good temperature, but we're going to go ahead and continue to just stir here for about 1 more minute. And then we're going to go ahead and pour the wax directly into our clamshells. While I'm stirring too, I ought to mention that this wax takes a full 2 weeks cure time. And trust me, I have experimented with that to see if it made a difference at all. And so I've experimented with this wax, melting the wax melts at 2 or 3 days old, and then again at 2 weeks old. And when they have cured for 2 weeks, it really blossoms. I would not judge the fragrance throw on these wax tarts until they're 2 weeks old. I was actually shocked with the difference on this wax. Some waxes don't really take that long to cure. Like Joy Wax, it says no cure time. I know Pillar of Bliss, I just let it sit for about 3 days and they're good to go. With this particular wax, it's just the nature of some soy waxes. They take 2 weeks to get a fully developed scent throw. So I definitely would stick to that if you want to try this wax. All right, we are ready to go ahead and pour these into our clamshells. So here's my clamshells. As you can see, I've moved them onto a food tray here. It's just much easier to move them around once they're on a tray like this. You could also just use a cookie sheet. And I'm going to use this little pancake batter dispenser and just go real slow. I did take the temperature read, was 170 degrees Fahrenheit a second ago when I read it, so we're good to go. I'm just going to start here in the middle and just go very slow. You don't want to open this too fast. I fill it to the top like that, and you're going to see the glitter kind of swirling around, but it will sink mostly to the bottom. That's a gorgeous color all melted down. Of course, it is going to cure lighter than that. Gosh, it smells so good. I really could use this fragrance all year round. I think it's just such a nice, inviting, warm home fragrance. And we just have the tiniest bit of wax in there, not enough to pour. In fact, I'll probably just pour the rest of this into just a spare clamshell here with no glitter, and then we'll just use that for our own home purposes. There we go. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and allow these to set up. I'll bring you back when they're set up so you can see what they look like from the underside, and then I'll leave you with a time-lapse video of one of these melting down. All right, this is how they look after they have completely cooled, and we're ready to go ahead and close them up. I wanted to show you that some of the glitter did float up onto the top. That's okay, it looks pretty actually. But I also wanted to show you this white frosting or snowflake-like appearance on the top. This is just the nature of 100% soy wax. It's called frosting, and it's totally normal. You will see this on candle tops and wax melts that are made with 100% soy wax. It's not going to affect the way your candle or wax melt perform. It's just something that happens. And when you add color and fragrance, when you use additives like color and fragrance in your soy wax products, they are more prone to getting that frosting type appearance. Again, not a big deal at all. So we're just going to go ahead and close up these lids. And now I'll show you what the underside looks like. This is the side that people see without the label. So the label's going to go on that side, and then this is the color and the glitter that people will see when they order, or actually like on the pictures of your website too, on your website. So I just love the look of the gold and champagne glitter in there. I just think it's so pretty. Oh, look at that one. Super pretty, and when they melt down, they just leave a nice little glittery melt pool of wax in your warmer, and I just love the color, how these turned out. So I'll leave you now with a little time-lapse video of these melting down in my wax warmer.